For over a decade, one of our display windows looked like this. But nothing lasts forever. See the Svengoolie tribute window at Alternate Reality.
Okay, Brawling News number
154.
Coming to you from the Worth Post Office, and we're going to be talking to you about Jack Swagger and the bad thing he did that he got himself picked up by the police down in Mississippi. Also, we're going to talk about Diamond Dallas Page and why he's so disappointed in Jake the Snake Roberts. We're going to talk about CM Punk and his problem and his mother problems. We're going to wrap it all up with a UFC wrestler who had problems with her urine. All that and more coming right up. Here at Alternate Reality, heroes are the cornerstone of our business, which is why we have a Hero of the Month sale. Every month, we take one hero and we discount our entire stock of their trade paperbacks 25% off all month long. That's right, for 30 days, you can save 25% off any of that month's selected Hero of the Month trade paperbacks. And that's only here, where your money works harder. Alternate Reality.
Comic Book Man and Bo, try and look past our jackassery. It's time for Brawlin' News.
Could this really be curtains for this dynamic duo? Brawlin' News, episode 154, The Crimson Criminal.
Hey folks, Comic Book Man here. Welcome once again to my video outhouse. Bo, what time is it?
It's Brawlin' News time.
Oh, Brawlin' News time. Brawlin' News coming to you from the Worth Post Office. This is going to be our last time at this location. As I've mentioned, the other number 153 newses, this was the old location of Heroland Comics. Heroland was a store on the south side of the city of Chicago, southwest side of the city of Chicago, out in the suburbs. City of Worth, suburb of Worth actually. They were located in this location, right next to the Worth Public Post Office. It was opened up by a man named Lee Tennant. Lee's no longer with us. He died in the late 90s. He had problems, I believe, with either his liver or his kidneys, and that took him out. But Lee was here, and for many, many, many years, folks would come to this location to get their new comics on Thursday. Back then it was Thursdays. Get their new comics on Thursdays and live the comic book life from right here. Today, though, you can get your new comics at Alternate Reality, located at the intersection of 11th and Kedzie, beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood. Alternate Reality, where all my new comics are. 15% off every day for everyone. Bo.
Yes?
Jack Swagger did a bad thing. What did Jack Swagger do?
Well, Jack Swagger got arrested in Mississippi on the 19th of February.
For what?
He was driving about 10 miles faster than the speed limit.
Okay.
He wasn't driving very straight.
Okay.
And when the cops stopped him, he had marijuana residue on his lap. And apparently he just smoked a joint.
Did that help his speech at all?
No.
So he's still slurring his words.
But you know,
was that guy with him that talks for him?
He doesn't have any problems with glaucoma anymore.
Well, good.
So,
Usually that puts you about 20 miles under the speed limit.
well, he had just left the restaurant. He said he was kind of tired.
Yeah,
But he was found guilty of a DUI in his trial. He's got 6 months probation. He had to pay a $500 fine. He had to pay the court costs, no jail time. The possession charge was thrown out because they didn't see him actually smoking the joint. They just saw the residue on his lap. And Jack, you think Jack will be suspended? Actually, Jack's not of action because he's got a torn tendon in his thumb. So that's why they did the whole thing with Coulter adding Antonio Cesaro to his entourage.
No. Okay. And that works?
That works.
Okay, that works.
It works.
The next story up is sort of a sad one. DDP has been working with Jake the Snake Roberts for some time now to try to get him straight. It's one of the things DDP does with his life is he uses yoga and other healthy techniques in order to try to get people who have substance abuse problems, especially former wrestlers, back on the wagon and back walking the straight and narrow. But in Jake's case,
Jake fell off the wagon again.
yeah.
And because Page felt so strongly about the fact that he violated his trust by him going off the wagon, he released a video which is available on the internet right now of him talking to a drunken Jake Roberts.
Jake, you can still get back on the wagon. Don't give up. Don't stop. Okay, you can still get your life straightened out. Don't give up, man. A lot of us out here are pulling for you. We really are. No bullshit. No goofing around. We really want to see you get your life put back together.
Jake said he wanted to be in the Royal Rumble this year, and it's not going to happen.
No.
But he wants to be in the Royal Rumble.
No, but if you get yourself cleaned out, you will be on the Royal Rumble. Probably.
Well, you'll get a one shot. You could be a surprise guy. You may be popping back up in the WWE. Jake Roberts is a very good creative mind. He knows how to do angles and a whole bunch of other stuff. Jake's problem has always been substance problems.
Okay. Another sad story coming up. CM Punk, who's from the city of Chicago, who actually is a big comic book fan.
Huge comic book fan.
Never came into my store, but I've heard that he's a big comic book fan. He's from the city of Chicago.
Jill Townsend drew one of his latest t-shirts.
Drew one of his latest t-shirts. Well, he's obtained a restraining order against, of all people, who?
His mom.
His mom. Thanks, Mom.
His estranged mom. Basically, she kept asking for money, and then when he would say he couldn't give her any money, she would threaten to kill herself, and become very, very abusive. Punk says she suffers from bipolar disorder. He says he's also given her, so far since he's been working, over $100 grand. But she keeps asking for more money.
So how do you think a restraining order is going to go down?
Well, she can't call him, she can't email him, she can't text him, she can't contact him in any way at all. And that was one of the things Punk was dealing with while he was off WWE. He's feeling the fact that his mother apparently has very, very bad problems.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Especially with CM Punk. He's one of Chicago's very own.
Actually,
and I'm honestly sorry to hear that.
we saw a pay-per-view at his house, and one of CM Punk's relatives was there watching the pay-per-view with us.
Yeah.
He's from it?
Yeah, he actually is from Chicago. And I do know one of his relatives. I don't know CM Punk. This isn't a brush with greatness or anything, but I do know one of his relatives. Female relative. I'm not sure if it's a niece. I think it's a niece.
I think it's a niece.
Okay. Our last story up. If you have clean urine, we might be able to make you some money.
MMA fighter Karina Dam, she's been suspended for 6 months for turning in a false urine sample before her fight at an MMA event in Cleveland. She was given the
Mine
vial,
is clean.
she walked away,
Yes.
she came back and she turned it in, and another wrestler went, there's something suspicious about that.
Let me smell that.
Let me check this. And so
This isn't yours.
she paid a $550 fine. This is the first time. This happened in 2008. She tested positive for an anabolic steroid back then, so apparently Karina doesn't listen very well. When you get caught once, stop doing it. When you get caught twice, you never go into the UFC, especially since you've been busted for drugs twice and a false urine sample. Who else peed in the cup for you?
No, you didn't.
You did not.
That's it. We're done with Fisher out of here. We got no more Brawling News. Go to the Source website. Check out all the Brawling News. This man
I'll
says
pee in a
that
cup
post up.
right now, damn it.
But before you pee in a cup, tell these people what they need to do.
Let them know.
And then pee in a cup.
Keep it clean.
I pee in my...
Once you let your mind go numb, the rest is easy. www.myalternatereality.com.
So go to the Source website. Check out all the news that this man sends me. I post up there. Until next time, this is Comic Book Man.
Drug-free since birth, baby.
Me too. We're both going to pee in a cup. We're going to see who wants to buy it over at UFC.
The same cup.
But until then, bye!
The Video Outhouse is brought to you by some of the finest people willing to work for free. This is a list of some of them.